Then,
Let me see.
okay,
I'm
yeah,
gonna try.
yeah, you might
guys,
have to.
Yeah, normal. Let me see. You stand
It's
normal.
on. We're live. So, no, you're gonna the other way. There we go. And then we'll have to shift it over. We're good. We're good. Okay, sorry about that, John. Please, it was my start over. Sorry.
Tukashla Kantaka Pinagigi we know Mako Parashkuni now Panaka Hampte Hampaka Chunke Nachwana Chamino Anapino Taku Ni with Choni Ni Dutch coming a scale Ke Anapino Wahachwanaka Te Hamte Rashkuni Mako Pahachi with Anapino Tukashla Wakantaka Tate Tokira Wakanjawida Wasiacha Wigoya Pata Itoka Kamachi Angre Wamblik the Sugar Chimaka Nacho nacho and why ana pina kiki no pilame a wopila ho metake ase. So thank you son. Pilame a wopila. Olawa.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Can you turn the camera back around? We're not going to have John in it. You might have to move a little bit more closer to the mic, John. Oh, we'll have him in it. It's okay, just those two. We're good. No, more. A little bit more. There we go. We're good. We're good. Okay. That was amazing. Thank you so much. Tell us the meaning of that. That would be great.
It's just thank you song.
Okay.
Thank you for life. Thank you for our good health. Thank you for the elements of the food, water, air, the sun, the fire.
Okay.
Just all the elements that nourish us and keep us alive.
It was beautiful.
Thank you.
Very. So I know that I know the two of you. So can you tell us a little bit about yourselves, John? Can you tell us a little bit about you, what you do, what your role in the Native American community, and then you as well, please.
My name, Funmaker, comes from the Ho-Chunk tribe, which is in Wisconsin. They're Sioux speaking language speakers, and the word Woksahide, as my great grandfather's name was translated by people that weren't very good at translations,
Okay.
and they came up with the name Funmaker.
Mhm.
So that's their clan name. My grandfather's name was Woksahileka, and that's where my name comes from. I'm an enrolled member of the Ho Chunk Nation, and I been living in California now for probably about 25 years, and I live in the Lake Elsinore, and I work at a prison called California Rehabilitation Center.
Mhm.
I work as a chaplain, counseling and working with Native American inmates,
Okay.
and I've been doing that for 16 years now.
Okay.
So I do ceremonies, I do different things for in our culture, for in our community, and also working with incarcerated and addicted people,
Okay.
trying to help them with healing for our communities, Native
Right.
communities.
Right.
We have a very serious problem among Native people,
Right.
drug addictions and
Mhm.
alcoholism,
Right.
all the other negative things that come with that,
Yes.
domestic violence and child abuse and all those things.
Right.
So that's what I do today.
Okay. And you also are a Sundance chief too, right?
Yes, I am.
I wanted to make sure I got that in.
Okay.
You do a whole, you do Vision Quest and
Yes.
Sweats and so forth,
Yes.
along with Kim. So please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Kim Funmaker, Dakshalwashde Nielo. This is echoing in my ear. And I started walking the Red Road in 1995. The Chunka, I can't think right now. I'm sorry. Chunkaluta. I was going to say Changleshka. I'm not a native speaker. I'm an English speaker, so it's a second language for me. And my background is I was a substance abuse counselor for I think 25 years, working with Native clients, and that's how I became involved with ceremony with John. And my background was I was a substance abuse, I was an addict and an alcoholic, and I got sober. I've been sober for 30 years, but my father was Native, who also had substance abuse problems. My mother was white, Scottish, English, and Irish, and so I wasn't raised with the ceremonies, but they came along my path, and I believe my father led me to them, and he led me to sobriety, so that's how I became a sober person walking this Chankaluta.
Right.
So,
Good.
and I met John, and we were friends for a long time, co-workers, and then we eventually became a couple and got married.
Wow.
And we were married at Sundance.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we were married at Sundance. We had a beautiful ceremony. We had native regalia, and
Wow.
it took us a year to have it made, and I had a beautiful deerskin dress, and
Wow.
so that's how we were married, and we've been married for 16 years. So,
Aw. Happy.
yeah.
Oh, good. So, one of the reasons why I wanted to start this podcast is because we want to bring education into our community, knowledge. There's a lot of people seeking, and we want them to fall into the right hands. So you and I have had many conversations about this kind of stuff before, and I would say something to you, hey, what does John think about that? So basically the reason we're not trying to discount anyone or disrespect anyone. We're just trying to bring some information to people so that they, like I said, fall into the right hands. So for instance, like we've talked about before, a lot of people will come in and say that they're a shaman or they've taken an online shamanic course. So then they come in here and then they want to teach. And as I said to Kim, I said, I don't know any tribe that hands out certificates for becoming a shaman. So I've asked, so what exactly is a shamanic practitioner? So I guess my question to you, John, is, what's appropriate and what's not appropriate? How does one become a shaman? Can I walk up into a reservation and say, hey, you know what, where do I sign up? How does that work? Because there's a lot of people who don't get it, and they're falling into the wrong hands, and they're taking these courses. And there's nothing wrong with learning the ways, but to call yourself a shamanic practitioner with a certificate, how does that work? How does one be? What is a shaman, and how does one become a shaman?
Well, first, before I can answer that question, you have to tell me what a shaman is.
Right.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I'm asking you.
I don't know. That's
Oh.
I've heard so many different things. I've heard that shamans are people who do a lot of healing work, a lot of vision quest type work, where they'll take somebody out. I've had people ask me if I want to go out, be taken out on a mountain, and I've never even met this person. And so those are the kinds of people that I get fearful of. So I don't really even know exactly what a shaman is myself, because I hear so many different things. So educate me. What is one?
I really don't know where that word comes from.
Mm-hmm.
But in my experience is that if you're going to do some healing work,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of it comes roots are from your own personal vision, your dream.
Okay.
In order for me to do ceremony, to take people up on a hill on Hamblecha, Vision Quest, Sundance, I had a teacher, and that teacher interpreted some of my experience, some of my dreams, and he said that I should do some work for healing, for people, for ceremony, and helping people.
Right.
So that was basically my dream, my vision. In order for someone to do ceremony,
Okay.
you should have that and respect that and
Right.
to honor that. So
Okay.
that's how my experience is.
Right.
So
So can anyone become a shaman?
if you have a dream,
If you have a dream, okay.
you have a vision.
Okay. And can anyone train you? How do you get trained? How does someone find someone?
After you have a vision, and you have to, they'll come to you.
Okay.
The teacher will come,
Okay.
and I don't know. I can't explain how that happens, but
Right.
somebody will come that will help you to
Okay.
learn more and to maybe teach you how to do certain things.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure because I don't even know what one is. I mean, to be honest with you, I hear so many different things. I can't really narrow down what it is. So I don't know if taking a shamanic course is the right way to go. What's your thought on that? Signing up for like an online, or you meet with a teacher once a month, is that something that would be classified as shamanic work?
I really don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't believe that I would do that. I mean, all my experiences has been with elder or with a person that's already a medicine man.
Right. Okay.
So my work to be in ceremony with them, be his assistant, or be help him in some way,
Okay.
and work with him.
Like an apprenticeship or something like that.
Right.
Right. Okay. And what about the vision quest? Can anybody do those? How
If
does
you're
that work?
willing to sacrifice,
Okay.
it's usually a 4 or 5 day fast.
Mhm.
No food, no water, and you're in the elements. You're standing on a mountaintop, isolated.
Right.
And if you're willing to do that, anybody can do it.
Mhm.
But you have to commit to that and
Right.
complete what you start.
Yeah. I don't know about 4 days. I
4 days is
don't miss too many
traditional.
meals. I mean, I don't know if I could be up on the mountain for 4 days.
That's what it requires.
Right.
And I'm gonna be doing that pretty soon with some people that
Are you really? Okay. Do you do that locally?
I do it here on one of the reservations,
Okay.
native reservations.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Maybe I'll sign up.
Yeah,
one of these days.
you're welcome to come and participate.
I
if
would
you
love to, but I don't know if I could do 4 days, I'm being honest. I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe 1.
want.
And what about sweat lodges? What about those? Because, like I was talking to Kim recently, and I was telling her that a mutual friend of ours, Charles, had posted that there was a man somewhere locally, I think it was, who was doing sweats in a yurt, and he was using a stove for the fire. What's your thought on that?
I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
I
no.
think, the way that I learned, the way that I've been taught is to everything is done in a certain way, and you have to learn how to do
Right.
build a fire,
Mm-hmm.
put a fire together, put a lodge together,
Okay.
and it takes some years for a
Right.
person to learn how to do it properly
Right.
and traditionally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know that you just don't set one up in your backyard
No, you don't.
and get going with that. So it's a process.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a process, and there's protocol for that, and there's ways that you do it, and it's all in a prayerful way.
Right.
And there's certain meanings behind things that people don't know about, and they think they can just build a lodge and set it up, and that they can do sweat. But that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of dangerous, and that's
Right.
probably the big thing. Is the warning is it's very dangerous to do that if without the proper training and knowledge.
Right.
How to do that. You have to be able to follow some protocol,
Mm-hmm.
and people think they know what they're doing, but they don't.
Right. Right. And that's.
And the thing is, people can get hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's happened before. And so when people do that and they don't know the protocol and they haven't been taught in the proper way, they do things and people get injured. We
Right.
had that man that did that in Sedona,
Right. I remember
who
that.
injured people.
Right.
And
She
he-
died, didn't she?
Yeah, there were
Yeah.
people that died, and there
Right.
was people that was severely injured, and he went to jail,
Right.
and he should have went to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because that's not how. I don't know who taught him, but obviously he didn't know what he was doing. If you saw the pictures of the lodge, they had like tarps over it that were were holding in the too much heat, and
Mhm.
so people can be hurt. And
Right.
so forewarning, it's not a good idea to do that,
Right.
without the proper training.
Right.
And so it looks bad for Native people that people are out there doing that. It puts a bad thing on Native culture and the way they do ceremony.
Right.
So you get people involved who say, hey, we should outlaw this,
Mm-hmm.
because there's other people doing this and they're not even Native, and they haven't been trained, and so it puts a bad rap on Native people's ceremony.
It sure does, and
Yeah.
that's why as you and I've talked about before, that's why a lot of Native American people don't want us to know anything that they do, because then we take it, make it our own, and put a new twist on
Right.
it, and then we add and take away from it,
Right.
and then it's not traditional anymore.
Exactly.
And so it's disrespectful.
Very, and
way.
and I'll say something about some of the shamanic schools or online training. Some of these people are extracting, pulling from Native culture and using that for their benefit, for their personal gain.
Right.
So they can, they're charging a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
and really, Native culture, we don't pay for a ceremony.
Right. Right.
You can give an offering, you can give an honorarium, you can do those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
But for John, his way, he's not asking you to pay him to do ceremony.
Right.
That's traditional way.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're gaining personal gain, money from doing ceremony, then something's wrong with that.
Right. Right.
And if you're out there in the public and you're aware of that, because people aren't aware of that,
Mhm.
that we don't sell ceremony.
Right, right, and that's one of the reasons again why I wanted the two of you here, because I want to go directly to the source and get the right answer. That's the true answer.
Mhm.
And again, you and I've talked about it before about donations are acceptable,
Right.
but you shouldn't put a dollar amount, or you shouldn't say, okay, I'll come out and do this drumming or this singing, but you've got to charge. You need to pay me this amount of
Mhm.
money, and this person, and this person, and this person.
Mhm.
That's not the way it works, correct? It should
Right,
be more
well-
donation based.
Well, I don't know about drumming and all of that. I mean, they do set a dollar amount to go out to certain places. I
Okay.
mean, you think about they have to travel
Right,
and things
right.
like that, and they have all these drummers that are coming out. That's different.
Mhm.
But
Right.
ceremony, when we're talking about Vision Quest, when we're talking about Sweat Lodge, when we're talking about Sundance, you don't set a dollar amount.
Okay, so
But
there's a
people
difference.
are aware
Mhm.
that what this medicine man or this person who's the spiritual leader, who's the Sundance chief, is coming out, or the drummers are coming out We know that they need gas. We
Right.
know they need to feed. We know they need lodging.
Okay.
We know, they have family. They're
Mhm.
bringing family.
Right.
So we know we have to provide for them.
Right. Okay.
So, we're aware of that ahead of time that,
Mhm.
they're not saying, oh, we need $5,000 to get out there. But we know, or if we ask an elder to come out to, like, let's say the Mini Winters Elders Gathering in San Pedro, we know elder is bringing his family
Mhm.
and they need lodging, food, and all those kinds of things. And
Right.
we do give them an honorarium.
Okay.
It's part of the culture
Right.
is that we gift.
Right. So it's a gift. It's more of a gift than it
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
them putting a dollar amount
Right.
on it. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, in this culture, this society, we know we have to pay for gas to
Right,
get places.
especially right now.
We can't put
Right.
gas in our cars with tobacco.
Right. Good point.
We know he has to eat.
Right.
We
Yes.
know he's bringing his family.
Right.
So we have to provide for them in
Mhm.
this culture, the way this society is set up.
Okay.
So we can't do. I mean, John gets a lot of tobacco. You
Right.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
But he has to eat.
Right. You can't eat tobacco. You can't put tobacco in your gas tank.
We can't take it to the smoke shop down the street and say, hey, can we trade and barter
Can
with
we
you?
barter?
That's not the society we live in now.
Right.
But at
Right.
one point in time, that's the
That was
society that
acceptable.
was
Yeah.
Native people
Mhm.
lived in.
So it's okay to ask for a dollar amount for coming out and drumming and
Mhm.
singing, but not for any ceremonies.
Right.
Okay, that's good to know.
For instance, what we had the other day,
Right.
I mean, they could put a dollar amount on
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
There was a lot of people there that came and
Right.
spent their time out here.
Right.
They could have put a
Mhm.
dollar amount on that.
Right.
I think
Right.
that's
Okay.
what I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, she does other things like drum making.
Right.
She could put a dollar amount. She says, you know what, give us a donation of $20.
Oh,
That's
wow.
cheap.
Yeah, that's really cheap.
She's teaching you something valuable.
Right. Exactly.
So
Yeah, I know. Okay, I get it. Now, see, that's where now you educated me.
yeah.
So now we know. So as far as like the vision quests go, so you would just that's ceremonial. So you don't. That's a donation.
Yeah.
Donation based.
Gift.
Okay, so
Gifting.
Okay.
That's what we do. It's called a giveaway.
It's a giveaway.
So when the person is going on the hill, they do a giveaway after the ceremony.
Okay.
And they usually give the person who took them on, who has the medicine,
Uh-huh.
who's taking them on the hill, who's taking care of them. They usually give him an honorarium.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. See, we just learned something.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We don't say, hey, you got to give us $5,000 each to go up on the hill.
Right.
He doesn't tell them that.
No.
But he doesn't ask for money. If there's a dollar amount, usually I'll say it.
Right. So he just takes the donation.
Yeah, I'm the voice.
So how does someone go about doing a vision quest? Do they approach you, or do they know when they're ready? How does that work?
Well, the people that are going to be doing Vision Quest next week
Mm-hmm.
are Sundancers.
Okay.
So a part of our Sundance ceremony in preparation for that another 4-day fast
Mm-hmm.
is that they have to do this Vision Quest, Hamblecha.
Okay.
That's prior to the Sundance.
Okay.
So in preparation for the Sundance, they do Hamblecha. And the people that are going to Sundance, they come see me and they come talk to me.
Okay.
And they tell me that this is what they want to do,
Right.
ask them permission to participate in our ceremony and to say that they want a Hamblecha. So tradition is that they have to make an offering to me,
Okay.
make a pipe and fill the pipe and pray with it, and we smoke pipe together.
Okay.
That's a commitment that they're making, and I make a commitment to help them.
Okay.
So we come to an agreement to do something like that.
Right. What is Sundance? What is that?
Sundance is one of our highest ceremonies that was given to us by a spiritual being called the White Buffalo Cap Woman.
Mm-hmm.
She gave us 7 ceremonies that we use, and the Sundance is one of the highest.
Okay.
It's a fasting ceremony, and it's a sacrifice.
Okay. And that lasts 4 days?
It's 4 days, 4-day
Wow.
fast.
Okay. Now, can anyone participate in that? How does that work?
At our Sundance, we have to talk to the person that's requesting to dance,
Okay.
and we ask them questions and about in preparation for what they want to do.
Okay.
Different things that we ask about their
Mm.
health and if they're got any health issues or if they got any addiction problems.
Mm.
They've been clean and sober for a number of years and
Okay.
just different questions, personal questions.
Okay. So what do they gain? What does the individual gain when they participate in the Sundance?
What do they gain?
Yeah, what do they gain? I mean, so you're going to the Sundance, so you're actually dancing? Okay,
Yeah,
Yes.
4 days, yeah.
4 days of dancing. Okay. I've never been before, so I don't know how that works. So
Have you been to church? I see you have
I've
a
been to
statue
church.
here.
I've been to church. Yeah, we don't dance at church though.
I know. How do you gain when you go to church?
So for me, I go there for spiritual. That's like my spiritual food, so to
Okay.
speak. So
All
I
right,
go
good.
there, and that's what I gain from church.
Okay.
It's
All right, it's the same thing.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We get to live another day.
Yeah. Thank
We're
God.
asking for life.
Yeah.
We're asking to be healed if there's any issues that we have.
Okay.
Probably the same thing.
Probably the same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to
All
look that up.
Yeah,
Read up a little bit more on it.
yeah,
I mean, I've heard things. I just know.
yeah.
just
I
don't
heard
know.
things too about going to church and
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious too.
Hey, you could come.
I should interview you.
You can. You can interview me. You can
You're
come. I'll
Catholic?
take you to church.
Must be Catholic church.
I was born and raised Catholic, but I consider myself a spiritual individual. So
Oh.
I still like to go to mass, but I don't
Do
don't
they
believe
drink,
in everything that they do.
You drink wine at church?
No.
You don't drink wine anymore?
No, I don't drink wine at church. No,
I thought they
I
do.
didn't say anymore. I said at church.
But
Big
that's part of the ceremony, drinking wine and
Yeah,
eating, right? You have
well,
lunch with your wine?
no. See,
The
yeah,
blood
you do need to go to church.
Yeah, the blood of Christ and the body, the bread.
Oh,
They have these little
Yeah,
discs
you don't
of
sit
bread.
down and have a meal at church.
oh, okay. I thought they
You
had,
take that little wafer and it stick to the roof of your mouth.
and you drink some wine.
I don't drink the wine though at church.
Yeah.
They
It's-
have,
it's cheap
it's offered though, right?
It is offered.
You don't
but-
do confession.
No, don't do that either. I'd be there a long time.
Oh,
No, don't do that. No.
don't confess?
No.
Don't confess.
I don't need to confess in church. I can do that in my home.
Yeah.
I have more time there.
Yeah, for me, Sundance is it's so much more than going to church. It's like the highest of the high.
Mm-hmm.
Even like going on Vision Quest, it's the highest of the high. It's like you're filled with so much. You're given so much. You're sacrificing, but you're also being given. You're being lifted up. You're being reborn.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the highest of the high, I guess. Like you're walking on sunshine.
Oh,
You know
wow.
what I mean? Like
Right.
it's the most beautiful thing. People are sacrificing so that we get to live.
Right.
People are sacrificing. When we have our ceremony in New Mexico, we're praying for the community there. He was asked to bring the ceremony to pray for the community there
Okay.
because Gallup is the drunk capital.
Oh wow.
So there's a lot of homeless living on the street and drinking. So he was asked to come there to help the people to live.
Okay.
And so everybody at our Sundance is in sobriety.
Okay.
That's what we promote.
Mhm.
We promote sobriety
Right.
in ceremony. That's what John is about.
Mm-hmm.
And when we come to his ceremony, we need to come in sobriety.
Right.
We don't come to a ceremony drunk or under the influence.
Right.
You have to at least be off drinking and drugs for 4 days.
Okay.
And so that's what we promote is sobriety
Right.
in ceremony because
Right.
there's a lot of people abusing ceremony
Mhm.
with alcohol and drugs as well as other people taking from those ceremonies.
Right.
It's not just native people. I mean, it's not just other people. It's also native people
Mhm.
abusing ceremony. So John's talked about us being sober in ceremony. It clashes the drinking and using and the ceremony clash.
Mm-hmm.
They bump into each other, and it takes away from the ceremony.
Right.
So that's the way we want to come to ceremony, is clean our bodies.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Going to Sundance, when I Sundance, it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever done in my whole life.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
It's like, I can't even explain it. There's so much to say, or so much. I could not do that in one sitting
Right.
to tell you exactly. So I don't even know where to go, but other than what I've just said, is because there's so much to learn. There's so much to take in. There's so much, even just being a supporter. You don't even have to be the person sundancing, but people come to support, and they're around the arbor, and they're dancing with us, and they're giving us strength as dancers to keep dancing. So it's a whole community thing. It's not just that one person, but it's all the whole
Community. So
it's the whole.
The healing is spread out.
It's something that you've never seen in your life, and it's something that it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's way more than church. I've been to church.
Yeah.
And it's way more than church.
Well, you're connecting not only to your spiritual self, but to Mother Earth and your community and your brothers and sisters. So
the spirits are there.
Right.
They're supporting us. The ancestors are there.
Right.
It's all connected. It's a huge thing. It's hard to explain in one day. It's a whole lifetime to learn these ways.
Right.
You know, you can't learn it in one sitting.
Right.
You can't learn it in a class. You can't learn it on an online class.
Right.
You have to experience it. It's not something that can be taught like that.
Right.
That's not the way it's taught.
Right. Yeah.
You have to be in it and experience it and learn that way. It's an oral tradition. It's not something that you're going to learn from a book.
Yeah. You're not going to get a handout when you're done.
No, you're not
Go
going
home
to get
or
a
a
handout
certificate.
and learn it. Yeah, it's not the way it's taught.
Right.
And you know, and one thing that John's not saying about himself is the way that this is the way he was raised.
Right.
He was raised from a baby to adulthood in these ways.
Right.
So it's not like something that was just, you know, when he turned 25, somebody said, "Hey, why don't you do the ceremony?" You know, he was taught, and he did come upon teachers upon his path that John Fire Lame Deer, his son Archie Fire Lame Deer. You know, there were other teachers along the path who helped. His grandmother was significant in his life that taught him. So, you know, he was given the medicine to do ceremony. So somebody has to give you the medicine to do ceremony. You have to carry the medicine to do these ceremonies. It's not, I've been up on the hill, so now I'm going to put other people on the hill.
Right.
You know, it's not like that.
Right.
And people take advantage and think that they can just do it. And so, you know, I mean, for me, as far as online shaman, I don't know who these people are. I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know where they got their information. But I don't think everybody's a shaman, you know, just because you have done an online class.
Right.
You know, and to heal people, you have to be a healer. You have to be born that way. I don't think it's something you can learn.
Right. Yeah.
That's
and
how I
do some
feel about
healing
it.
on yourself
Exactly.
before you can heal others.
Yeah, well, it's a mutual thing. When you're a healer, it goes both ways.
Right.
When you're doing the healing, you're also healing, right?
Right.
So that's the way it works.
Right.
You know, we teach what we want to know, right? We teach what we want to learn.
Right.
So a lot of times when you're teaching it, it's a mutual, reciprocal situation.
Yeah, it's an exchange of energy. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So as far as like the ceremonies, no plant medicine for your ceremonies, nothing like that?
Plant medicine, we use cedar,
Okay.
sage, sweetgrass.
There's just so many people jumping on the plant medicine
You
bandwagon.
mean ayahuasca,
and mushrooms,
peyote,
all that.
What we do? No, we don't use that.
Yeah.
We use other plant medicine that is not going to affect you from the neck up.
Right. Well, so many people like being altered. They think that that's how they're going to communicate with the divine or their ancestors or their guides or so forth. And so a lot of people think that they have to be in that state.
Well, you can get to that state without
Naturally.
ayahuasca.
Right.
You can get to that state. We were born this way. It's an innate thing in our bodies. We're already spiritual beings. We don't need something outside of ourselves to ingest to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. I've arrived there many, many times.
Right.
And, you know, I'm not a medicine man or woman. As I don't label myself as that. But I have arrived there. I have been there. I've
Right.
done that. I've experienced that. And so people that are trying to find something from the outside in, it's like doing drugs. To
Right.
me,
Right.
it's like, okay, that's what I was doing when I was doing drugs. Was
Mhm.
I was trying to find something to fix me,
Right. Fill a void.
fill a void, fill a
Mhm.
hole. So when you're outside seeking things like that to insert into your body, you don't need to do that.
Right. Right.
You can do that all on your own naturally. So there is a natural high. It's already innate in your body.
Right.
So that's how I feel about it. I don't know how John feels about that, but that's how I feel about it.
What's your thought, John?
On
On ayahuasca and peyote and all those things, the mushrooms that
People
people
are
are trying to use to get a spiritual experience, to reach the divine.
Well, I don't have too much experience with those kind of hallucinogens.
Mm-hmm.
My experience has been with traditional medicine,
Okay.
and but I understand that at a certain time in our history that it was important for Native people to have something because our traditional ways were outlawed,
Right.
and we weren't allowed to do our ceremonies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when some of this other Peyote Native American church came into existence because they needed something.
Oh, okay.
And so it did help. It did help
Mhm.
at that period of time
Mm-hmm.
that when they were looking for something, for spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
So it did help our people at one point in our history.
So what happened? Did they abuse it? Is that what happened? That they took it out?
Took the Peyote.
Yeah, they stopped doing it, or do people?
Well, they're still very active.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a lot of people that are they call Native American Church.
Oh,
And
okay. Oh, okay.
it's a good thing. It's
Oh.
a good thing for some people
Right.
to do
Okay.
it, but I don't follow that way. I
Right.
follow a traditional way. I
Mhm.
don't use any. I use natural medicines, and from what I learned from my elders is that whatever medicines grow in your area locally,
Mm-hmm.
then you're allowed to use those. Those
Okay.
are things that you mentioned: cedar, sweetgrass,
Right. Okay.
osha root, bitter root, those
Mhm.
kind of things.
Those are what you use.
There's a few things that I can't talk about,
Mhm.
but I do have some other medicines that I do
Okay.
use.
Okay. So would you be considered a medicine man?
I don't consider myself as a medicine. I'm a Kichewa Chasha, which means I'm just a regular guy.
You're just a regular guy. I don't
I'm
think
a common
so.
guy.
I think you're a little more than a common guy. You could call yourself that, but I see it differently.
Wichasha Waka means uh, holy man.
Holy man.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a holy man.
He says he's
You're not
a
that
holy
either?
man.
No.
Well,
I'm a Kichewa Chasha. Just a guy, just a regular guy.
just a regular guy.
Yeah, common man.
Common man.
Common, free, wild man.
No,
Wild man.
Wild man. Partier. I'm going to take him to church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of his nephews, they say he's what do they say about you? You're the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You're the real deal. A legend.
Yes, most definitely. A very humble
Very humble legend.
medicine, holy man. But okay,
Yeah.
call yourself a common man. That's
He's
okay.
a common man. Yeah.
And you do a Zoom sobriety every Tuesday. You wanna
I
talk
do.
about
I
that?
do. It's a Native American 12-step program, and it's called Wellbriety.
Okay.
And so on Tuesdays, I was doing it at Pachanga, but COVID came about, and then so I just switched gears and went on Zoom. And so every Tuesday, I do a Zoom a Wellbriety meeting. Everybody's welcome. It's not just addiction. It is addiction. Mostly that's what I get in my meeting, but it's open to people who are grieving, who have gambling addiction, codependency, any of those, you know, that group into that category
Right.
are welcome to that meeting for healing.
Okay.
It's just a, you know, kind of like a 12-step AA meeting.
Okay.
And, you know, well, Variety, you know, came about from elders getting together and talking about a way, because, you know, people were getting sober through AA, which
Mhm.
is a beautiful program, but sometimes they needed a little different spin on it, or
Okay.
you know, a different take on it, not spin, but
Right.
so they made this program. It's called the Medicine Wheel and the 12 Steps.
Oh,
And so the steps are in a circle,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a beautiful program. I love
Okay.
it, and so a lot of people are healing from that,
Mm-hmm.
and I love it. And so now I just went to another one, which is Well-Anon,
Mm-hmm.
which is Al-Anon in the Well-Briety way.
Okay.
I went last Tuesday. Somebody in Minneapolis is doing that.
Oh,
Really
wow.
awesome program.
Really?
So yeah, so I'm branching out a little bit, checking other things out. You know, I need a little Al-Anon in my life right now.
So how would someone find you to be able to do your Zoom or do your meeting?
Well, I have a little thing I post on Facebook.
Okay.
I haven't done like a Facebook group for that,
Okay.
because I mean, I'm not trying to get hundreds of people to come to my
Right.
meeting. There's lots of different ones.
Right.
But how you find meetings and for Well-Briety is you go on whitebison.org,
Okay.
and they
well,
have a meeting directory.
Okay.
So that's the way you would find a meeting. There's
Okay.
all kinds of different meetings at different times, but mine's on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time,
Okay.
and I have a Zoom number, but I just posted it on my Facebook page, so
Okay.
they can join my Facebook page if they
Okay.
want to know.
Kim Funmaker.
Kim
Right.
Funmaker. Yep.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to add before we wrap this up? Anything that you'd like to talk about? Touch on?
Just say thank you for inviting us and sharing us our culture a little bit, and I
Mhm.
think it's important. You mentioned earlier about things that are happening in the world today,
Right.
the environment, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of wars going on
Yeah.
and different things going on, and so we need more spiritual people
We
around.
do. We need
We need
healing.
ceremony.
Mhm.
Yeah. So and we are nature-based spirituality, so trees, animals, plants, those are important to us.
Right.
We have to live in harmony with that.
Mhm.
That's what we've been taught.
Water. We need water.
Of course,
Mhm.
water is life.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We have to take care of that.
Yeah.
And we're not doing a very good job right now.
No, we're not.
So I think that's why I came today, to share a little bit and invite people to become part of our programs.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
I'll
come
sign
in
up.
in the right way,
Yes.
learn in the right way, and
Right.
we're not here to make a profit, or
No.
you know, we just want to help people and
Mhm.
help Mother Earth.
Right. That's exactly what we want to do. We want to build a spiritual community here
Right.
and bring everybody together for the greater good.
Exactly.
We all have to live on this planet, and we need to take care of her.
Right.
You know, we're not.
We're not doing a good job.
Nope. We've
Yeah.
become very greedy and in a bad way. But
Right.
so any kind of healing that anyone can do is always appreciated, as long
Yes.
as it's done correctly.
I agree.
And that's the purpose of speaking with you and
Yeah.
talking with you about
Mhm.
the right
Yeah.
ways.
Yes.
Yeah. So. Well, thank you so
Okay,
much. You have
yeah.
no idea how grateful I am that you were able to come and join us. It is
Okay.
truly a pleasure to have both of you here.
Thank you for inviting
Thank you
us.
Thank you so much for
Thank you,
inviting
thank you.
us.
So,
And yes, I hope the healing continues. You know, we all know who's coming in right way. We all have
Mhm.
that energy. You know, we know when people are coming in right way.
right.
So we just have to trust our instincts.
Mhm.
You know, and that's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are seeking and they don't know what to trust or not to trust.
Yeah.
You know, they may meet somebody and then they connect with that person and they think that person's a good person, and then they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll do a sweat lodge and
Mhm.
you come and it's going to cost you $150.
Yeah.
People are doing that, and that's what's scary, is that
Yeah.
when people are actually showing up
Well,
and
if
attending.
it's a real ceremony that you should be going to, they wouldn't be charging you
Right.
$150.
Yeah, right.
That's
Some
what I
people
want to
don't
say
know
about that.
Yeah, some people don't know that though. They don't know that they think that you have to pay for things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They don't know that. So that's why we wanted to hopefully, talk about it and educate people and let people
Yeah.
know that what's appropriate, what's not appropriate.
For sure.
So, yeah.
So hopefully we'll be doing a talking circle here soon,
Yes, I'm
right?
waiting for you to get that
I know, I
information
haven't
to
gotten
me.
that, but I will get it to you.
Yes.
Okay.
And then also hopefully you and Kim can do the wellness fair, the
Yeah.
opening ceremony
Okay,
again
sure.
if you're available. I'd love to have you. You guys are a big draw. Everybody comes out and asks if you're going to be here for you only. It'll be quite different. We're going to do it here on the property this year.
Oh, yeah.
So at least we won't have the chaos, hopefully not, that we did last year. It'll be a little bit quieter.
Yeah.
And yeah, so check your calendar. October 22nd is the 5th annual wellness fair.
Awesome.
So and then get that information to me so I could post it so I could let all these people know about your talking circle.
Yes.
We would love to do that. So
Okay.
again, thank you so much.
You said October?
October
October
22nd.
22nd
Elders gathering?
is the night, around the 9th. So it's a different time.
Okay.
It's a
So
different
you're
time.
available?
I
Yeah.
think so,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That'd be
pretty
great.
sure.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.